Hi there folks, welcome to Dunsea's Guitar World 2. Welcome to another rhythm guitar lesson for some classic rock and metal from yesteryear. So recently I did a lesson and I was wearing a Frehley's Comet t-shirt, and somebody says, could you do some Ace Frehley lessons? So I decided to do Shot Full of Rock from Trouble Walkin. Now the expectation level here is, I'm just showing you how I think the rhythm guitar parts go, and this will take you up to the guitar solo. There is no lead guitar in this lesson. I like to try and keep it simple and show you the simple way that I would play the chords. So this is for Chris. I hope you had a great holiday with the family. So tuning wise, we are in E flat. I'm using a Marshall Super Lead on my Kemper, which is dined a bit. I'm using this home assembled, very cheap Telecaster with a humbucker in the bridge. So as I said, we're in E flat standard tuning. I'll put a thing up there which will tell you what to tune your strings to, but essentially everything is down a half step. So let's go on with the lesson. So the song starts with a build up on an E chord away up here, 7 of A and 9 of D, and the open E string, and it sort of fades in, studio trickery. So that's all we're doing, there's no palm mute or anything, we're just... And then we are into the riff. So the riff, if you play it slowly, it actually sounds like a Hendrix riff or something like that. So what I'll do is I'll turn the gain down a bit, play it slowly, and I'll play it on the P90 in the neck of this. Very Hendrixy, I think. But when you play it faster and you have all the gain, now I'm going to do a lesson for this, just please hold on, just showing you how it goes. And then to the verse. So how are we playing that? Well, after we do the build up, we're just playing an E major chord, and we're playing one. Basically you concentrate the first hit on the bottom string open really, and then we come up and pick the B and E on the top open, just like that, and then we go up to the 12th fret, play D and G at the 12th fret with that kind of Hendrixy rhythm, and off. So that's the first part. One more time. And then we go down and we play the 3rd fret of the bottom string, slide bend, into the E, and then the B and the E open again. So it's the same thing as we did the first time, but we're starting it with that bend on the 3. So all together. Now the next thing we do, I'm playing this with octaves. I'm not sure if Ace plays it with bar chords, but doing the first two with an octave. So basically the chords are D to E, back to D, which if you're playing the bar chords will be 5 of A, 7 of D for the D chord, up to the E, which is 7 of A, 9 of D, back down. If you're playing the octaves like I'm playing, we're just playing 5 of A, we're dampening the D string, and we're playing 7 of G, like that. So it's either or. I think it sounds better with the octaves. And then we go down to a A chord, which is 5 of the E string, 7 of the A string, down to a G chord, 3 of the bottom E string, 5 of the A string. I'm not sure if my camera's retaining focus there. A bit like myself, doesn't retain focus very well. So all together, I'll play that slowly. Like I say, very Hendrixy if you play it slowly. So we do the build up. Like that. One more time. Now the second part of the intro, we do the same first bit again. Now this time it's a little bit trickier. We're doing 5, 6, 7 of E over to 5 of A. Like that, back down. So I'll play that slowly, sorry. So it's 5, 6, 7 of E over to 5 of A. And then back down 7, 6, 5 of A. Now I find it's easier to palm mute these to keep control of the strings a bit more. Back down to 5. Now after that we do a very quick open E and then we're in to the verse. So I'll play that part slowly. Into a G bar chord for the verse. So I'll play the whole of the intro up to where we are just now. Like that. Into the verse. So I'll do it again one more time slowly. So like I say, very Hendrixy. Well, I'll do try and do up to speed. And that is up to speed. So we're going to the verse. So the verse is just power chords. The first time it's G, which is 3 of the E string, 5 of the A string, and then there's a lot of palm muting. I think it's mostly, I don't know if Ace is playing it down strokes, but I'm at the age where I find it easier to alternate. So we're just really I'm just playing the bottom string at the 3rd fret here, but it is technically a G power chord. And then we go over to play an A sharp, which is 1st fret of A, 3 of D, up to a C chord, 3 of A, 5 of D. So that goes pretty fast. Like I say, maybe Ace is playing it all downstrokes, but like all my lessons, find the easiest way for you to play this, not the way I'm showing you. I'm just showing you the chords. So slowly, the first part of the verse goes. Back to the G. And then it goes to the A sharp the second time, but this time it just goes down to an A chord, so it's like that. So the first one, second one, so after we've done that twice, we go back to the second part of the intro. Back into the second half of the verse. The second half of the verse, same as the first one. Then back to the second half of the intro. And then we get to possibly the trickiest part of the song. My camera's out of focus again, sorry. So this, I'm struggling these days to play this up to speed. In fact, I'd probably just embarrass myself if I did. But it goes like this to my ears. So it does a run up into the chorus now. The run up sounds like this. Into the chorus now. That's super hard to play up to the speed that is on the album. I did notice the last few tours that Ace did the rhythm guitar player. I'm not sure who was the rhythm guitar player in Ace's band over the last few tours was, but he was the chap that did that. He seemed a bit younger than Ace and a bit younger than me to be doing that. So I'll zoom in and show you how I think that goes. So it's the same shape all the way up, starting at 3 on the bottom string, ending up at 12 on the bottom string. So it's just the same shape going across 3 strings. So it's 3, 4, 5, just on the E, A and D strings. And then we move that up chromatically every time with the same shape. So it goes to 4, 5, 6, and then 5, 6, 7, and so on and so forth. Just the same shape going all the way up until we get to 12, 13, 14, and then we're into the chorus. So I'll play it slowly because that's really the only way I can play this. And then we are into the chorus now. The chorus has some guitar parts on the studio version which I was kind of struggling to work out, so bloody camera. I'm just going to show you the easy chords. So the first chord just sits on an A. It just hammers that big A chord out to a G. And then back to an A. And then when he's singing Shot Full of Rock, it's G to D. So that as the chorus is just the A. Let that hang to the G. Let that hang back to the A. G. Now the end of the chorus he does Shot Full of Rock a couple of times and it's just on an E power chord. Or something like that. So the chorus is really quite simple compared to the pre-chorus, that part. So that will take you up to just about the solo. Before the solo, the tricky part is even trickier. It seems to go higher. I'm not sure if it's all the way up, because I think the solo goes into A. I think the solo's in A minor pentatonic, so you've got all the way from these, moving up chromatically with that same shape, all the way up to way up here on the, so I can't even count that far, 17th fret. So I guess you could play that one. So we're going from that. Or something like that. So that is my interpretation of the rhythm, oh god, that sounds bright, the rhythm guitar parts of the Ace Frehley song Shot Full of Rock from his, I guess it'd be second solo album. This wasn't Frehley's Comet, it was just named as Ace Frehley Trouble Walkin. So that's for Chris. Like I say, hope you enjoyed your holiday, sir. Thank you for the request to do an Ace Frehley song. It's funny, I was wearing an Ace Frehley t-shirt doing a lesson for another song. Somebody asked for an Ace Frehley lesson, so I'm wearing a Murder Dolls t-shirt. So if somebody wants a Murder Dolls lesson, please do let me know in the comments. As ever, folks, it's a privilege and a pleasure bringing you content on Dunsi's Guitar World 2. Cheers for now.